Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into William Gaddis's The Recognitions.
Ah, Gaddis. Not exactly a light beach read, is he?
No, not exactly. But don't worry, we're here to help navigate some of the book's denser passages. We're going to be focusing on religion, art, and identity.
Three little themes, just like that. But Gaddis doesn't give you easy answers. He just kind of throws you in the deep end.
Right into the deep end.
Hmm.
With all these complex characters wrestling with big questions about faith, authenticity, trying to find their place in a world that feels totally fake.
Full of forgeries and illusions. Speaking of which, you want to jump right into that quote from the Clementine Recognitions.
Yeah, let's do it. This is from the text within the text, remember? Okay, it says, "This is as if a drunk man should think himself to be sober. Thus, therefore, are those also who do not know what is true, yet hold some appearance of knowledge, and do many evil things as if they were good, and hasten to destruction as if it were salvation." Wow.
I know, right? Heavy stuff. Really throws you right into this world where you can't tell what's real and what's fake. And the thing is, this quote is from Fuller, who's a character who's always messing around with all this superstitious stuff.
Oh, totally. It's like Gaddis is pointing out how people can talk the talk, but
But not walk the walk.
yeah, exactly. This tension between what people believe and then like what they actually do, it's like everywhere in the novel.
Yeah.
And oh, speaking of Fuller, we have to talk about that suit of armor.
The suit of armor.
It's not just an antique to this guy. He like talks to it, treats it like a friend.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it says something about how lonely he is,
Yeah.
right? Like he needs to connect with something.
Yeah.
In a world that feels like it's falling apart, he finds comfort in this, solid, strong
It's a-
symbol, right, of strength.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I mean, we're all so obsessed with technology now. Are we like doing the same thing, replacing real people with
Artificial connections.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's almost like the armor is standing in for a human relationship.
It's like we're all retreating into ourselves a little bit.
Yeah. And the armor, I think it also kind of shows us what Fuller wants to be like. Strong and
Untouchable.
yeah.
I think it also has to do with wanting a simpler past.
Yeah.
Like the armor's from a different time. And Fuller, he kind of wishes things were still like that, more stable, more,
Certain. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
how we love vintage stuff now. Like we're trying to bring back the past.
exactly.
Okay. Moving on. Let's talk about Rectal Brown, the art dealer. This guy makes a living selling fakes.
Oh, he is a piece of work. Remember that part where he scratches the table to see if it's real?
Oh, yeah. It's like even he isn't sure what's real anymore.
I know, it's wild. And this whole thing about how we decide what's valuable,
Yeah.
especially now when everyone's so obsessed with stuff.
Yeah. It's like we've forgotten what actually matters. Okay, switching gears again. We have Basil Valentine. This guy's like a total cynic. Hates religion, hates anyone who believes in anything.
Basil Valentine, he's a trip. He's like the poster child for post-war nihilism. Disillusioned with faith. But really, he's just looking for meaning somewhere else, like everyone else.
But he's so cynical about it. Like that line, some dim confessional, it just drips with.
Scorn.
Yeah. It's provocative for sure. Like, is it even possible to just reject the whole idea of faith like that?
I don't know. It's interesting to think about.
Okay. And then there's Otto. He's struggling with addiction,
Mhm.
and he can't seem to figure out who he is.
Yeah, poor Otto. He just wants to be seen, understood for who he really is. But he's so lost.
It's like he's always trying on different identities, but nothing fits.
Right, and he keeps talking about wanting to look at this painting of Christ again. But he can't even remember what it looked like.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It really is. Like he wants something to believe in, but something's blocking him.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Reverend Gwyn. Now, he's an interesting character. This guy blends Christianity with, like, pagan rituals and ancient mysteries.
He's all about syncretism, like
Yeah.
blending different religious ideas. You see that a lot today, too, like
Yeah.
with yoga and mindfulness. He's looking for something
Deeper.
deeper, yeah, more authentic. He's really fascinated by the moon and all these old ideas about feminine power.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to connect with nature.
Yeah. And that line about churches facing the setting sun, it's like he thinks organized religion has lost its way.
Right, it's turned away from something vital, and he's looking for a way to get it back by going back to older traditions.
Yeah. It's like we're seeing all these different responses to a world that feels kind of
Broken.
Broken, yeah. So we have Fuller clinging to the past with his armor,
Right.
and Gwyn with his pagan stuff. And then you have people like Rectal Brown and Otto who are just trying to make sense of the present.
Right, they're just trying to get by.
It's like a whole spectrum of ways to deal with uncertainty and disillusionment.
Exactly. And then you have the town carpenter.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one who represents simple faith.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not all caught up in these big ideas.
Yeah, he just believes.
He finds comfort in tradition, in proper customs.
It's interesting. He's a total contrast to the more intellectual characters.
Yeah, like Valentine and Gwen. They're all about doubt and cynicism.
And the carpenter he just believes. It's kind of refreshing.
It is.
Okay, one last thing. This motif of eyes and seeing. It's everywhere, right?
It's all over the place.
People looking at paintings, at each other, like they're trying to see through something.
Trying to understand something
I don't
about
know.
themselves, about the world.
Yeah. Like seeing is this metaphor for the search for meaning, for authenticity.
Right, trying to peel back the layers.
But is it even possible to see clearly? I mean,
That's the question, isn't it?
yeah. So we've got this theme of authenticity versus illusion playing out in art, religion, and identity.
It's like a big tapestry.
Yeah, and these characters, they're all connected by this desire to find something real in a world that feels increasingly fake.
And Gaddis, he makes you work for it.
Mm.
He doesn't just tell you what to think. He makes you think for yourself.
Exactly. It's not a passive read.
No, you have to be present. You have to engage.
Absolutely. And that's what makes it so rewarding.
It really is.
Mm.
The Recognitions. It's a book that stays with you. It really does. Like you said, it makes you think.
It does. And this whole thing about seeing and being seen, I think to, like, really get it, we need to look at some examples.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Like Fuller, polishing that armor. Like, obsessively. It's like he's trying to see himself in it, you know?
It's like he's looking for his reflection, but it's all distorted.
Yeah. And it makes me think about how we do that, too. You know, looking for validation from, like, social media or stuff or what other people think, but it never really...
Satisfies.
No, it doesn't.
And then you have Rectal Brown, surrounded by all these fakes,
Yeah.
and he can't even tell what's real anymore.
He's so focused on, like, money and status.
Yeah, totally blinded by it.
It's like he's trying to force himself to see what he wants to see, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like, we all do that sometimes. Convince ourselves of something.
Even when we know it's not true, it's like those glasses he wears.
Those thick glasses.
Yeah, like he's trying to see through them, but they're just making things blurry.
We all have our own lenses
Right.
that shape how we see things.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, and then there's Otto, who keeps wanting to see that painting of Christ again, but he can't even remember.
His vision's all messed up from the addiction and, like, the emptiness he feels. He's looking for something to believe in.
But he can't see it.
Yeah.
It's like he's lost the ability to see beauty or anything good, really.
It's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
And then Reverend Gwyn with his vision of the moon, but he's seeing it through, like, his own weird mix of...
Pagan and Christian beliefs.
Yeah, exactly. He's made up his own.
Mythology.
Yes. But it makes you wonder about, like, what's actually true.
I know. How can we know anything for sure?
Yeah. And that's what's so cool about how Gaddis uses all these different points of view. We're constantly shifting.
It's like we have to piece it all together ourselves.
If we even can.
Right? He doesn't give us the answers?
Okay, we have to talk about Basil Valentine. He's
Yeah.
just...
I don't even know.
He is something else so brilliant, but so cynical.
Yeah. He sees through everyone else's illusions, but he's, like, totally blind to his own.
It's like he's afraid to believe in anything.
Yeah. He thinks he's above it all, but I think he's just scared of getting hurt. Yeah. Or, like, looking stupid. So he just shuts everyone out.
It's a defense mechanism.
Totally. And so many of the characters are like that, aren't they? They want to believe in something.
But they're terrified of being wrong.
Yeah.
So they're stuck.
Between faith and doubt.
Exactly.
And that's what makes Gaddis' take on religion so interesting. He's not, like, preaching or anything. He's just exploring this basic human need.
To believe in something.
Yeah, even if it's hard.
And it shows up in different ways for everyone, right? Like Fuller with his armor, Rectal Brown with his art.
And Gwyn with his, like, mystical ritual.
They're all searching for something beyond themselves. Okay, what about the town carpenter? We didn't talk about him much. How does he fit into all this?
Right. He's like the opposite of Valentine and Gwyn.
Yeah, he's just so simple. In his faith, I mean.
He's content with his life, with his traditions.
It's like he doesn't even have to think about it. He just...
knows.
Yeah. But he's still drawn to Gwyn, which is interesting.
It is. Like, even he's curious about something more.
Maybe we all are. A little bit.
Maybe. It's that
Yeah.
tension between what we know and what we don't.
Yeah, between comfort and,
Adventure.
yeah, adventure. But Gaddis doesn't tell us what to do, right?
No, he doesn't. He just shows us all these different people struggling.
And we have to figure it out for ourselves, what we believe, how we see the world.
And ourselves.
Yeah. Gaddis wrote this book a long time ago, but it feels so relevant to, like, right now.
I know, right? It's like he knew what the world would be like. All this chaos and...
Information overload.
Exactly. It's hard to know what's real anymore.
It is. But the book isn't all doom and gloom. It's also about how, even when things are messed up,
People keep searching
yeah,
for meaning, for connection.
for something more.
Okay, before we wrap up, what really stood out to you this time, reading these excerpts?
You know, it was how Gaddis connects art, religion, and identity. They're all part of the same.
Search.
Yes. The search for, like, what's real, what's true.
It's all connected.
It is. It really is. And it's not just about finding the answers.
It's about the journey.
Exactly. And, you know, sometimes you find those little moments of truth when you least expect them.
Yeah, like little glimpses
Yeah.
of something real.
And those moments, they change everything. It's true. And it makes you think, you know, about your own life. Like, what are you searching for? What kind of bait are you drawn to? What illusions are you holding on to? It's like Gaddis is saying, hey, you need to figure this out for yourself. Find your own way to recognize what's real.
Yeah, it's a challenge. He doesn't make it easy for us, but that's what makes it so
Rewarding. Yes.
rewarding. It's not like those books that just give you all the answers. It's more like a conversation.
Yeah, it's a dialogue.
And one of the things I love about it is how many different kinds of characters there are. You've got artists, you've got religious people, you've got like con men.
Addicts.
Yeah, addicts, all struggling with these same big questions about faith and who they are. It's like Gaddis is showing us a whole cross-section of like,
Humanity.
yeah, humanity and how we're all kind of messed up.
But we're all searching for something.
Yeah. And he's not saying there's only one right way to do it.
No, definitely not. Everyone has to find their own path.
And it's not always pretty. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you get disillusioned.
It's all part of the process.
And that's what makes it so interesting to read, right? All these different points of view, these conflicts.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen next or who to believe.
Exactly. And Gaddis, he was writing this book a long time ago, but it feels so.
Yeah, contemporary. Like all the stuff he was writing about, it's still happening today. All this
Chaos.
chaos and information overload and, you know, people feeling lost.
It's like he was predicting the future. Or maybe, like, human nature never really changes.
Yeah, maybe. But even though it's a tough book, it's not like completely depressing.
Oh, no. Definitely not.
Because it's also about hope. It's about how even when things are bad,
People keep going.
yeah, they keep searching for something.
To believe in.
Yeah, to make their lives meaningful. And I think that's a really important message.
It is. It's really inspiring.
It is. So, to wrap things up, what kind of final thought do you want to leave our listeners with today?
Let me think. You know, I think the most important thing is to remember that The Recognitions is not just a book. It's an experience. It's an invitation to really engage with these ideas and
Yeah.
to ask yourself some tough questions about your own life, your own beliefs, and to be open to the possibility that maybe you don't have all the answers. And that's okay. In fact, it's kind of exciting because it means there's still so much to discover.
That's a great point. It's about the journey, not the destination.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into The Recognitions. We hope you've enjoyed it.
We did.
And we hope you'll join us next time for another deep dive into, well, who knows? We'll see what we discover. Until then, happy reading.